The official Trump token has finally crashed. It went down more than 50%, and that's because there was a lot of leverage in the market. At the beginning, there was simply small retail that bought the token. Then the market makers took over the supply and then increased the price further with adding leverage, with adding derivative futures. And so we're currently at $52. The point over here at $13, that's when we first talked about the token on the channel. We subsequently went up by 500% and then came the massive crash. Now, what caused this dump? The speculative money that bought the Trump token early now moved over to the next token, but more on this later. Have a look at how popular that very first video on the official Trump token was. It got more than 10 times the regular views on this channel. So this gray area over here, this is normally how a video performs. And this blue line, this is the first video on the official Trump token. And so it's all about being early, right? It's buying when the masses haven't yet adopted. So if you want to be early next time, feel free to subscribe over here. Now here is what dumped the Trump token. It's the launch of the Melania meme token. If you bought directly upon launch and you sold 4 hours afterwards, you'd be up more than 2,400%. Here's the announcement on Twitter, again with the Solana contract address. Here's the website, very similar to the Trump website, again with the token address and with the ability to buy via credit card. And so let's have a look at what this all means. What we've got over here are the on-chain metrics for the Trump token. On launch day, the trading volume of Trump was almost 9 billion. That went down subsequently to 5 billion and today has just started. The first day, the very large wallets, the whales, tended to dominate the trading volume. That then went down as the token got more and more listed by the centralized exchanges. Most upside is always to be made on chain before the centralized exchange listings. That's why we don't see any holder growth on chain on Solana anymore after launch date. So on the left side, we see the number of wallets that have at least 20 Trump tokens. So at the current price, that's roughly $1,000. In the middle, that's $10,000. On the right, that's $100,000. So the whales are dumping on retail. No surprise here, the whales tend to buy the earliest. If you're holding the Trump token now on Solana, you don't use the centralized exchanges, and you have less than $100,000 worth of the token, then you are among the people that have only 0.5% of the supply. The vast majority of the supply and the price discovery now happens among the whales. Now have a look at the trading volume chart on CoinGecko when the first video on Trump was released. Pretty much all of the trading volume happened on chain. So you couldn't buy Trump on MEXC or on Binance or on KuCoin, etc. But have a look at that same table today. Most trading volume happens on OKX, followed by Gate.io, followed by BitGet and HTX. So those are all centralized exchanges. On top of that, we've also got a lot of leverage through perpetual futures. So there's more than 30 billion worth of Trump that got traded in the last 24 hours through the derivative contracts. And it is that kind of short-term leverage that creates the increased volatility. That's why Trump can dump that quickly. Because obviously it was not the vast majority of retail investors that suddenly panic sold, right? This was the whales that took out the leverage and moved it towards the Melania token. Now, since Bitcoin hit 100K, it has a pretty hard time climbing. We actually tended to see lower highs and lower lows in the last weeks. And at the same time, there isn't any more money flowing into crypto. This is the stablecoin market cap over the last weeks. And if this continues for too long, then things could potentially turn around again and we could start another bear market. Now, what happened over here was the Terra Luna collapse, right? This is when the Anchor protocol went bust, when the UST stablecoin imploded. It started a bear market that lasted for more than a year, during which also FTX collapsed. But then in October of 2023, we turned around. But now it seems like the market has a hard time expanding further. It's truly becoming player versus player again. Now, when there's altcoin season, we can buy pretty much any cryptocurrency and they all double and triple. But I'm not sure how close that is. Have a look at the others dominance. So this shows how much of all of crypto is in the altcoins that are not in the top 10. And yes, this tends to rise over time and the current risk to reward doesn't look too bad. But have a look at the inverse of that, the Bitcoin dominance. When the Bitcoin dominance is very high and it then subsequently crashes, that's when there's altcoin season, right? The altcoins become more important. Bitcoin becomes in turn less important. Now there's been two major altcoin seasons in the past. One happened at the end of 2017, the other happened at the beginning of 2021. So it's marked here by those yellow circles. Here is the long-term Bitcoin price with those same yellow circles. So when did altcoin season happen in the past? It happened after we had already a massive bull run in Bitcoin. So Bitcoin made its multiple X returns from the last bear market. And when Bitcoin was very high and when people wondered what's the next Bitcoin, that's then when the altcoins went off. Now the question is the current bull market enough? Last time when we started altcoin season, we went up by almost 1,000%. This time we went up by only 500% roughly. We are a little bit in no man's land. It seems like we're in a similar situation to September of 2018. So that's here this red circle, right? We are pretty much at the same level in Bitcoin dominance. We are not at those extreme heights where more than 70% of the crypto market is Bitcoin. We are still just at 58% dominance. And so really navigating a time like this is relatively hard. It's more important to really have an edge in the market, to know more than the average market participant, to buy the assets that other winners are buying as well. Just have a look at how confused the market currently is. The best category within crypto in the last 7 days was AI frameworks. But the worst performing category was AI memes. So we can't say that everything AI is going up. Returns are getting more and more concentrated in just a few winners. If you make a 10x, then 9 other people have to lose pretty much everything. It's zero sum right now. The market isn't expanding in the last weeks. And so here is how I navigate the situation. I'm tracking other influencers that tend to make very good trades. For example, here, Kyle Chessy. Kyle Chessy bought the GOAT token at 14 cents. So that was over here. Subsequently, the price went up by more than 800%. But it's important to also take profit because once attention moves to the next token and the price goes down, we are now only at 33 cents again. You want to be early. You don't want to buy into a token where attention tends to decline. Or here, another Kyle Chessy purchase, Fartcoin at 5 cents. Again, a very, very nice run, more than 3,000%. But now attention is declining again, right? It's player versus player. The assets aren't growing that quickly anymore. One more Kyle Chessy purchase at 0.3 cents. 13 comments. Now Griffane is at 44 cents. So a 14,000% gain. And so this is what the game is all about. It's about buying things when not a lot of people know about this. It's about buying things when the insiders start to get in, when the top traders start to get in. Now I've talked about Kyle Chessy now several times. Here is his YouTube channel. He's got 142,000 subscribers. And the reason why we know what he's buying is because we track his wallets. We've got 12 of his wallets where we get signals whenever he's buying or selling something. But we're not just tracking Kyle Chessy. We are also tracking Alex Becker. He's got 1.5 million subscribers. When he talks about a token, of course this generates attention and attention turns into purchases. We've got 12 of Alex Becker's wallets. Or here we've got Crypto Banter. They've got 1.1 million subscribers. And we've got 33 of their wallets. And so how can we be early? We can be early by buying the things when all the top people are getting in. And so of course now it's more important than ever to be part of this inner circle, right? To not just buy something random on a list, because I'm not sure how close altcoin season really is. Now of course not every trade that an influencer makes will make thousands of percent, because especially the larger tokens, they need a lot of capital to move the price, but the smaller tokens, they are more high risk but also more high reward. And so I really like this strategy. I like the strategy of trying to find other influencer wallets, because the influencers of course don't post this officially. We have to use on-chain analytics to find them. And so I've made several videos. First of all, how can we find those wallets, but then also how can we track the wallets? How can we get alerts whenever they buy or sell? And then how can we interpret the alerts that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. Premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about on-chain analytics. It's also about risk management. There's more than 100 videos in total. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $165 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, just message me within the first week and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so does it make sense to buy the Trump token still? Does it make sense to buy this bottom? And what about Melania? What's potentially the better bet here? First of all, the market cap of Melania is relatively small still relative to Trump. So have a look at this. This is official Trump. It's the third largest meme coin now. now, it will probably become meme coin number 2, potentially even meme coin number 1 at some point, but it's probably going to get larger than Shiba Inu. Now, where's the Melania meme? It's over here at 1.3 billion. So the Trump token is roughly 8 times the size of Melania. Now, why was the Trump token able to rally for that long? I believe it has something to do with the time when it was launched. It was launched at 2 a.m. UTC time zone. So this is when most of Europe was already sleeping. America was definitely sleeping and Asia just woke up. Now, Melania was launched at 9 p.m. UTC. And that's a bit of a problem because at that time Europe is still awake and it's afternoon in the US. And so once it got delayed in the US, that's when the buying pressure also tended to subside. Let's compare numbers. The Trump token now has 156,000 retail holders on chain. So holders that have roughly $1,000 worth of the token. The Melania token has 70,000 retail wallets holding the token. So roughly half, a bit less than that. As said, only 0.5% of the supply is now held by wallets that own less than $100,000 worth of the token for Trump. And for Melania, that's still almost 5%. And so I believe it's likely that Melania will see another rally. The supply is not yet dominated by the centralized exchanges. They are adopting faster than for the Trump token, but there's definitely not yet all of the price discovery happening just among the Binances of this world. But that will happen. So here is how I see this. Melania is probably going to recover if there's not a barren Trump token that gets launched tomorrow. The Trump token itself, of course, seems to be now the blue chip among the political meme coins. So yes, people might be hating on Trump now because we saw the deleveraging event, but the centralized exchanges will keep on holding their supply for market making. So when there will be some positive crypto news that are initiated by Trump, then probably the Trump token will go up again. So this will be a token that gets traded for a long time, similar to Dogecoin. So dare I say it, it might make sense to almost dollar cost average into the Trump token. For Melania, that's not that clear. For Melania, that might be more of a short-term trade. Now, unfortunately, there isn't any media presence of Barron Trump. Otherwise, we could simply just follow that account and then wait for the announcement of such a token. We are probably going to stay with the Trump token and with the Melania token for a while. And so there will be more leverage. There will be more volatility. That's to be expected. But volatility is not just on the downside. Of course, there will be more appetite for political memes from here. I believe that a lot of people that make money with Trump are going to look for the next Trump, and that will not be a DeFi protocol, that will not be an AI agent. This will again be some kind of political meme. So there's probably going to be a very nice profitable wave of political meme coins coming from here. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.